Unscripted.
You know, I try to keep a positive spin on most things, especially when it comes to like the new generation of consoles, because let's just be real, you know, we're kind of in this situation where there's things going on outside of anybody's control in this world right now. And so with that being said, obviously there's going to be delays, there's going to be bad things that happen. But I think one of the things that I've kind of noticed is the fact that despite the fact that there's a lot of good things happening, they're just these bad things keep happening, and these bad things keep sort of popping up and cropping up. And you know, I gotta say, I'm not a fan of this particular one, which Sony was completely in control of, and I just feel like they're kind of misleading gamers in general. And I hate the fact that I had to feel that way, because one of the reasons why I kind of was enjoying myself more on Sony lately was obviously the exclusives, but I felt like they were a little bit more upfront, and now they seem to be doing kind of these little underhanded, sleazy things where they tell you one thing and they're doing something else, just like Xbox, just like what Phil Spencer was doing. So I don't really know exactly what to kind of make of this, you know, and I do hope that, you know, realistically, I think that it's just one of those things where you kind of scratch your head a little bit, you know, like for me personally. I don't know what the thinking is here or what the thought process is here. I know that a lot of people are upset by this news, and it is, to say the least, a bit concerning. So I did want to get into this sooner rather than later. And again, you might feel differently, but at least stick around and let me know what you think one way or the other, because I feel like this is something that's worthy of there being a lot of talk and a lot of back and forth. So let's get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I certainly appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you're looking for a way to help out a little crappy channel like mine, and make no mistake, my channel is ultra crappy. That's our guarantee to you folks. Please just hit the like, share, subscribe button, and you know, and help out. You know, that would be the best thing that I could ask for. You know, it really does help out. And you know, shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. I really do think the world of you, and I am so appreciative of each and every one of you, and the things that you've done for me. And I just thank you so much for rocking out with me. So with that being said, Sony has been a little bit of a weird situation lately. They seem to have good news one day, bad news the other day, sometimes good and bad news in the same day. It's wacky. It's that wacky Sony and that wacky Jim Ryan. But now it looks like Sony has confirmed that it is effectively shutting down Japan's studio, with only Team Asobi set to remain. This is very interesting and very kind of sad in my opinion. This was actually a new report from VGC claims that Sony is slowly shutting down Japan's studio, with the majority of staff being laid off and only Team Asobi developers of Astro's Playroom remaining. Now, multiple sources have spoken with VGC and claimed that the beloved developer has let most of its staff go as their annual contracts were not renewed. Now, Team Asobi remains and will continue as a solo studio within Japan's studio itself. Localization and business staff also reportedly remain. VGC has also said that some Japan studio staff will be joining Team Asobi, while others have left, including prominent Bloodborne producer and 3 other key figures who have formed a brand new studio, Buka Game Studios. It's clear, it isn't clear actually if it's affected their department, which assets in game development such as titles like Demon Souls, but people with knowledge on the matter have told VG see that the studio is being shuttered due to the studio not being profitable enough in recent years. Now, with the studio wanting to develop games focused on the Japanese market, while Sony wanted global hits, one person even said that the studio's fate was sealed over a year ago when Alan Becker left. Another source claimed that this was due to PlayStation shifting power over to its U.S. headquarters. Jim Ryan has insisted that the company still has huge ties to Japan, but this report and multiple others seem to suggest otherwise. So again, Jim Ryan has said multiple times that they aren't abandoning in Japan, and that's a big market for them, and they're not going to, you know, lose out on, you know, that market and things like that. And now we see that that's not exactly the case. Now, Sony has actually now confirmed to IGN that Japan studio will be reorganized, with the team now being recentered around Team Asobi. Localization, IP management, and external production assistant will be placed under the global functions of PlayStation Studios. Effectively, this means that Japan studio is no more, and only Team Asobi remains, who will presumably continue to develop Astro Bot games. And this is what they said, and I quote, "In an effort to further strengthen business operations, SIE can confirm PlayStation Studios Japan Studio will be reorganized into a new organization on April 1st. Japan Studio will be recentered to Team Asobi, the creative team behind Astro's Playroom, allowing the team to focus on a single vision and build on popularity of Astro's Playroom. In addition, the roles of external production, software localization, and IP management of Japan Studio titles will be concentrated within the global functions of PlayStation Studios." So it does indeed sound like, the bad news that I think none of us really wanted to hear, and it's a bit disheartening to say the least, because I have to say, like, some of the games that they've made were obviously games that a lot of people really enjoyed, and it's sort of kind of heartbreaking to see a studio kind of go. And the thing is, like, they made Gravity Rush, and one of the games that they made on the PS3, which is like a highly underrated game, which was clearly, maybe you guys have heard of it. They made Puppeteer, which I thought was such an underrated game, such a good game, and and they did a really good job with that game. And then the fact of the matter that that they've had these kind of situation come up, it really does suck. And I think that it's like sort of a bad situation for everybody involved. And for me personally, I just want to say, I'm sorry to the people that have been affected by this, and I also hope that they can find new jobs and things like that. But it also does suck that a team a team that has done so well, and they actually have done some really great games. It just really kind of sucks that they're going to be shuttered down, because they have some of the most well-known games that I can think of within the PlayStation brand. And I just think that sucks that it happens. I mean, they're known for Ape Escape, and now I never played that, but stuff like Patapon, Gravity Rush, even Knack, I've played that. They also have done some really good stuff in general, like Pow Rapper the Rapper and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very upsetting, and it's just one of those things where you kind of scratch your head and you go, well, there's also rumors kind of floating around that one of the reasons why Sony was shutting them down was because, once again, they want nothing but big hits going forward, and a lot of these games aren't going to be considered big hits. And so for me personally, I think that sucks. Like, there should be more to game. Like, Sony has so many big hits, right? You also need that stuff to sit beside it. And and I think that they've had that traditionally. Like, what does that bode well for stuff like Concrete Genie? Like, I thought that was a brilliant AA that sits extremely well next to their AAAs. I think you got to have a good mix of both. And I would hate to see teams be shut down for maybe thinking outside of the box, or just because that might not be hugely profitable. I mean, listen, for me personally, like the whole thing that I complained about with some of their games going to PC, it's like Sony, the PlayStation brand, is at its most profitable that it's ever been. It's like breaking all kinds of records, and it just seems a little bit greedy to me that not only are you breaking records, but you're also then kind of screwing over your hardcore fan base by making it so you pretty much don't have exclusives anymore. And then furthermore, you're getting rid of one of your most beloved studios that your hardcore fans love in the midst of having your highest profits. I do not understand that, and I don't think that it makes a lot of sense in general. They've done so many good things, and it really kind of you just kind of shake your head at it and go, well, what could happen now? You have to just kind of wonder what's going to go on. Like, it's really just one of those things that you just scratch your head at. And for me personally, it's really a bummer. They released Gravity Rush 2, Astrobot Rescue Mission. Whoa, that's the Sobi team. But, I think they did Everybody Golf, and they've done some decent stuff. They helped with Demon Souls. They helped with the Demon Souls remake they released recently, and they've also done, they did help with Bloodborne as well. So maybe those won't be games that we see anymore from them. I don't know. It's just highly disappointing and pretty sad to say the least. Very disappointing news from Sony, and I just like I said, my heart goes out to them. And I know if you're like a hardcore PlayStation person, you're probably pretty shook up by this news. And I just think that this is one of those things where they can do better. I don't understand the timing of this, to be honest with you, with everything going so well for them. Why they would shut them down, you know what I mean? Especially like we're still in a pandemic, so it really doesn't make sense. So I know Sony can do better. I don't have a big platform, a little crappy one, but if you guys could help this video get out there, like the video, share it, let me know what you think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. But game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.